and FaZe Banks.
You can find me in the heart of the city. You can tell me that I could have done more. You can show me why I'm here, what I'm feeling. All I know is all I know.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Mom's Basement. I lost my voice. I woke up a little sick today, and we have a big thing to talk about on this episode. On last episode, we talked about it briefly about the FaZe Clan members involved in what the internet is calling a crypto scam, and obviously Banks is the owner of FaZe Clan. But just let me give you a little background of what actually took place. All right, a bunch of FaZe members and Rice Gum, they were involved in some cryptocurrency. They made like these little videos promoting the cryptocurrency, and how it was pitched was that, you know, a portion of this cryptocurrency, when it's sold, a portion is going to go to help save the kids. And it was literally called Save the Kids.
It was coffee. Listen, it was 4 FaZe members. Yeah, I mean, as far as
it's bad,
it's awful, man. It's awful. I've had a hell of a week. It's been miserable. This is all anybody over at FaZe Clan's been focused on. For anybody that's interested in the details of the whole thing, I would refer to probably CoffeeZilla's video, because that was kind of
he basically showed that like some of the people like got the coin, sold the coin right away. FaZe K has been labeled as like the leader of this whole thing, and yeah, I mean, it's just bad. Like people definitely lost money by supporting the Saves the Kid thing. And to make it even worse, the Save the Kids, like the name, the logo, apparently that was stolen from like an actual charity. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff surrounding this. It's really bad. It's a clear cut and dry thing of, you know, what the internet is basically saying, that, you know, these FaZe members and the people behind it like scammed their fans, like, you know. And so and you guys had to take action.
Yeah, where we're at right now. So for anybody who missed it, about a week ago now, we had to kick. Well, I saw CoffeeZilla's video. Coffee called me. I watched his video, and the second I was finished, I watched the entire thing. The second I was finished, I made the phone call. I called the FaZe execs and I said, "Yo, we got to do something about this now. This looks bad. It feels bad. This is bad." And they all got filled in on it, and we acted pretty quickly. We decided that it was best for us to kick FaZe K, or Frazier. He's been on the team for 8.5 years. We followed that up with the suspension of FaZe Tico, who's been on the team for 11 years. Lived with me and Tommy at our apartment in New York. Started the original FaZe house with him. We suspended Jarvis, who is Frazier's little brother. Just came off that huge win, that boxing win. Had the whole team down there in Miami to support him, show up for him. And then Nikon, who is a good friend of mine, has been on the team for years and years, and was one of the first people who I originally moved out to LA with in the original Cloud House. So it goes.
The weight that has put on your head and shoulders is unreal.
Well, dude,
I mean,
it's because this is the position. This is the position we're in, right? Like, these guys have still yet to respond about this, and we've remained in contact with them, and we've asked them, like, well, I have personally asked them, yo, where's the response? Why have you guys not addressed this yet? What is going on? Because right now there's a lot of information on the table, but there's a ton of information missing. Like, nobody still is yet to know who is truly behind this project. And there's just a bunch of other shit that people are speculating on. And what they're telling me and telling us is that there's a ton of missing information and there's so much stuff to clear up, but they can't talk about it because, guys, this has gone so beyond social media drama at this point. Like, there's legal implications for these guys, I'm sure, right?
Like someone could go to jail. Like, someone really could go to prison.
That is not like a crazy wild thought. So, I mean, I understand it, but you got all these people who are trying to make the connection between FaZe as an organization, myself, and let me make this perfectly clear, because this has been like it's gotten to the point. It's so weird, man. And it's hard to explain, but like I specifically am put in this position where half of me is so fucking mad at just the greed and the selfishness and just the carelessness, the laziness. Like nobody had to do this or be a part of this. It's totally like
they weren't hurting for money. They weren't hurting for money whatsoever. They're doing very well.
We're all so blessed and in such a fucking amazing position in life. And we've built this amazing thing together, and they've put so much of their own time into it and care so much about it and are part of this like family. And it's like, it truly is something that didn't come for free. We had to fucking build this shit up, and you guys just fucking pissed it all away. And for what? Like, you watch CoffeeZilla's video and it doesn't even seem like anybody made all that much money. You know what I'm saying?
No, I talked to Kay, and Kay said, look, like, you know, I'm allowed to say this much. He said a lot to me in private, which I won't share, but he said this much to me twice on 2 different occasions, that he lost money. He lost money on safe.
You know who else lost money too? And this is part of the half of me that's pissed. Like, people actually lost money. People lost money on this. And it's one thing, you know, it's cool that it's been really fucking cool, especially over the last year. I noticed it pick up way more over quarantine. And I think it's because people were bored, spending a lot more time on their computer. But it seems like everybody's super interested in like making financial moves and investing their money and like all that whole side of life. Whereas I don't know about you, Keem, but when I was growing up, that's not what me and my friends were talking about.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I had to wait until I was around people and around money and around investments to ever learn a fucking single thing about that or care about it. And it seems like everybody's got a Robinhood account. Everybody's investing their money into crypto and stuff like that. And it's fucking cool.
There was huge things that happened. You know, Dogecoin went through the roof. You got Wall Street bets.
It's
you
awesome.
Have all this different stuff where internet kids are like understanding investment and getting into it.
It's one thing to have a take. Like, I'll use even our example, Keem, me and your personal example. Keem made some money on XRP and called me. This wasn't a tweet or anything. He just called me as a friend. Me and him are actually fucking obviously homies. Called me and he's like, Banks, XRP, this and that. This is how I feel about it. And I put like fucking $20,000 into this thing, and it fucking tanked. And that was something that Keem couldn't have predicted because they were involved with some lawsuit or some shit, right?
Right.
That's one thing, right? It's a whole other thing. Again, I'm going to refer to CoffeeZilla's video. It's a whole other thing to promote something as if you are buying into it, you believe in it, you're focused on it
without anyone knowing, selling after your fans get involved.
Almost immediately after. What that is called, guys, is a rug pull. That is a fucking pump and dump, okay? And I just want to be like super fucking clear about this too. Like, I understand why people are trying to make this connection, because it just, these are fucking FaZe members. These guys live in Vegas together. They make YouTube videos together. Specifically, Jarvis, Frazier, Tico, and Nikon. They moved to Vegas to start their own house, and that's who was involved in this. They acted as individuals on this, and myself, I had absolutely zero involvement in this bullshit. Absolutely no knowledge of it. The first time I learned about it was through fucking CoffeeZilla, which is pretty fucked up, but it's the truth. And obviously this should go without saying, but I have to say it. Obviously, FaZe Clan as an organization, or any of the executives, the higher ups at FaZe Clan, nobody had anything to do with this. We run a tight ship. We're building a legitimate business. And the only thing we're interested in is creating a brand that lives past ourselves, a Nike of fucking esports and video game and internet culture. Like, we have huge dreams, and we haven't even cracked the fucking surface yet. And anybody that's ever seen us interact with our fucking people, our fans, like, that's what comes first, bro. That's what fucking FaZe Clan is. And to suggest that we like would ever even think about touching something like that is fucking, it's just gross, and it pisses me off. That half of me.
But to be honest, Banks, though,
yeah.
Look, I'm going to keep it real with you. The average person online does not think that FaZe did this, right? You know, they think FaZe members did this, but because this happened, it is the internet, and they're going to go after you. They're going to go after FaZe. They're going to yell at FaZe. Right?
You know, and I understand
it's
that
the way the world works.
This is what's been so fucking frustrating about it for me. Like I'm going to talk about the half of me that feels bad and like why I'm put in a weird position in a second, but like nobody's fucking saying anything about this. It's like it's such like a delicate situation because like you said, like somebody could go to fucking jail for this. You know what I'm saying? So these guys, I understand, like it makes sense to me. It doesn't seem like they're just making up excuses when they tell me, yo, we really can't talk about this right now. And it's like, well, dude, you guys put us in this fucking awful position, and not one of you has come out and said, yo, this was all me. This whole mess right now that's been created, this was us. This had nothing to do with fucking FaZe Clan.
To be fair, though, K, who seems like the leader, right? Even though, you know, there's probably a mastermind behind the scenes, and we can all speculate who that is. I'm going to speculate Sam Pepper, but that's just a guess. I don't have any proof, random. But
we'll get into.
But you know, we'll talk more about that later. Yeah. But at the end of the day, Kay did put out a statement, and he said FaZe has had no involvement in this. So he did do that much.
Yeah,
but
he tweeted it like before it really like exploded and what went out there. But people need to listen. But people need to hear people fucking speak, bro. People need to hear people speak. They need to see their fucking faces. They need to feel the fucking human inside them. Like, and that's how people make actual like conclusions on things. You know what I'm saying? It's not enough to fucking put one sentence in a fucking tweet. And like, again, I'm not pressing them about this. I understand the amount of stress and anxiety and fucking pressure that's been on me for the past week. You could probably take that and fucking infinitely multiply it, and that's probably how Frazier feels right now. And I feel for him, bro, as a human. I cried over this, bro. I was on the phone and I cried with this fucking kid. Like, I had to fucking kick a good fucking friend of mine from the team, and like, over what, dude? That's why it's so weird. I've already spoken about the half of me that's pissed.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid. And people don't understand that FaZe K is a great kid. He's a great kid that did something horrible.
And that's
like,
that's the other half of me. That's how the other half of me feels. It's like, and especially early on, I've grown more and more mad. I'll say angry about the situation over the last couple of days, because it's just like, fuck, man. Like, this has created so much work. This is going to cost FaZe like so much time and effort to like rectify this and you know what I mean? Now it's up. The burden of proof is on us to go out there and show people that we had nothing to do with this. And it's like, fuck, man, like we got put in this fucking terrible position. But earlier on, I just, like I said, man, when we had to make these phone calls, lots of tears, bro, lots of tears. Like this shit was not easy to do. And can you believe there's people too? Like, it's crazy. I've seen every reaction to this situation possible. I got people fucking tweeting me like, yo, this was the first mistake they ever made. You're a piece of shit. Let Frazier back on the team. Like, what? Like, what? It's like, it's an absolute lose situation for us.
And then you got the extreme opposite of like, dude, they should be in jail. Like, what are you doing? Like, you should have kicked them a day earlier, you know? Like,
and I'm telling you guys, the second that I finished that CoffeeZilla video, I hadn't known. I mean, guys, we all live our own fucking lives. These guys are in Vegas. At the end of the day, our relationship with them on a business level is they make YouTube videos and represent FaZe Clan, right? Like, we're not paying it. We're not super overbearing. We're not fucking all up in everybody's business and all the shit that they do. Like, we trust that people, you know what I mean, can make the right fucking call. And again, these guys are veterans on the team. We don't have, we at least felt like we didn't have to babysit these fucking kids. Like,
let me give an example.
Listen, we're talking about Tico and Frazier specifically, right? I mentioned this earlier. Frazier's been on the team for 8.5 years. Tico for 11 years, bro. Not so much as one single shred of scandal, drama, weird shit has ever been attached to their name. Do you know how fucking impossible that is? 20 combined years in the public eye on YouTube, all that shit, and not so much as a as a YouTube beef. Nothing. That's why.
But
sorry, go ahead.
Just so our viewers understand it, though, like you got to think of like NFL players that do crimes and get arrested and stuff. Like, who's blaming the team for that? They're not. Like it's the same
like
scenario.
The Falcons with Michael Vick and the dog fighting and shit.
Exactly.
It's definitely a valid point. It's just, again, people trying to make that connection. I understand it, but like, I don't know. I could give a fuck less about what people think or say about me, so long as I can get my point across and my story across. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I understand. I'm super involved in the crypto space. I love it, bro. I post a CryptoPunk every other fucking day on my Instagram story. I buy JPEGs, little tiny pixelated pictures on a screen.
We've talked about it on the show
for way too much money. Yeah, we bring up this shit every fucking day on the show, and I like that's another thing too. Like, do you know how fucking embarrassing it is? I've gained like a lot of credibility in the space. I'm a long-term player. I want to fucking be involved with this for the long, like I enjoy it. It's fun for me. You know what I'm saying? And there's like a financial motive too. You know what I'm saying? It's perfect. Anytime you can find something that you genuinely enjoy doing,
and now you're attached to this.
Exactly. I have people coming to me asking me about this. It's an embarrassment, dude. It's just everything about it. There's nothing good. That's why it's fucking painful. There's nothing, not one single good thing has came from this for myself or fucking anybody else at FaZe Clan. And I'm speaking for the fucking members. Bro, the members on FaZe are pissed and getting pressed about this.
What about like I'm gonna play like like the audience asking questions, right? And I think I know the answers, but like doesn't someone from FaZe, aren't they like as a manager assigned to these guys that were involved with this? Like, how does that not go through chain of command?
So again, and this has been a question I've been asked. So obviously the idea with FaZe Clan, when you first sign somebody, it's way easier when they're smaller and when the relationship first starts, to bring them into the ecosystem. Obviously, our goal for them is to help them grow on social media, help their career out in any way that we can, the direction of it, all that shit, and help them financially, help them make money and secure funds and set themselves up. You know what I mean? This is a career path. This is what they want to do for a fucking job. So we try to help in any way that we can. A huge part of that is deals, brand deals, merch deals, signing the dotted line. This is how much money you make for doing X, Y, and Z. We try to retain exclusivity on that part of their career, right? Like, we'd like it if you ran all your deals through us, so as to not like, fuck up sponsors that we work with, et cetera, et cetera. It's super simple and easy in terms of the esports athletes and the professionals, because that's it. Like, if you're a fucking pro on, say, the CSGO team and we're sponsored by G Fuel, you cannot go out and get a Red Bull, you know what I mean, deal.
Right.
It just, that's what we sell to sponsors, right? But for like the talent, so again, we're talking about Frazier, 8.5 years, Tico, 11 years. Like, these guys aren't on like your typical contract, and it's with your friends. Like, you never want to fucking throw a contract at anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's a lot of guys on FaZe who, like, I mean, especially when people get bigger, people start to not see the value in that. And this is the stuff that we preach to them. Like, let us do the due diligence. Let our lawyers take a look at it. Let our finance guys deal with it. So we make sure that you get paid. We make sure that the deal's kosher. It's all good. We make sure that you're, you know what I mean, clean and clear to go. That you're not going to run into.
I think what you're trying to say is like a lot of these guys, they've been in FaZe for such a long time that they've been like grandfathered in, and they don't really have like the oversight that a new member would have.
It's actually not even just the older guys. It's the bigger guys, right? We never want to make anybody feel like we're stopping them from catching a bag or making money or anything like that. So it's like, it gets to the point where guys go off and DM brands on their own and try to deal with it on their own as to not.
Do you think that'll change in the future though? Because dude, this is bad.
Me, Apex, and Lee were on the phone yesterday. We're gonna jam out tomorrow, have a 2-3 hour long conversation, and a lot of it's gonna be about policy and how to make sure that nothing like this ever happens again. Like that's all we've been talking about, dude.
Look, I seen these guys messing around in the crypto space. All right. And there was a press conference in LA for the YouTube versus TikToker event. Right. So I go to your house, right? Because we film Mom's Basement there, and these guys are like talking about crypto or whatever, and they're talking about all these shit coins, right? These new coins that are popping up every day that, you know, are just, they don't have any real value. Like you don't really understand like why they would have value. They just have like a meme name to them, like MILF coin and just shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, in the original, the biggest poster child of them all is obviously Dogecoin. Like that's what kicked off all these fucking like meme coins. You know what I mean?
So I'm talking to him and I'm like, listen, dude, you guys got to get out of this shitcoin stuff and stop tweeting about it. It's not worth it. Like what's going to happen is a lot of people are going to lose a lot of money. This whole thing is going to fucking crash. It's going to crash the entire market. You're going to see Bitcoin and Ethereum go down as well because of the shitcoin
that shit didn't
bubble.
help either, right? Like the fact that fucking crypto over the past couple of months has taken a fucking huge dip. You know what I'm saying? Like none of that shit helps anybody.
I think the main reason why is because of the shitcoin stuff. Dude, it was getting insane.
Well, China
saw a video from
ban cryptocurrency too. That's a fucking huge. That was a huge deal. That was a huge. I seen a video from CoffeeZilla. Right. Yeah. He was interviewing this guy who was taking advantage of the entire like shitcoin meme coin stuff. Right. He created a coin called Pump, like literally Pump was the name of the coin. All right. On paper, because he owns so much of the currency of it, the coin went up and had a market cap of like $2 billion. All right. Now he's technically on paper worth $2 billion, but if he were to try to sell his coins, the whole thing would crash, right? Yeah.
Because there's not enough buyers out there for the remainder of the coins that he owns, because he owns so many of them. And that's basically,
I can't believe it's taken this long to say this. I'm sorry for cutting you off. We just have to say it. Me and you have talked about these things so many different times, and we've said this multiple times, but on this show specifically, it needs to be fucking stated. Guys, do your fucking homework, do your research. Be responsible with your money and your finances. Don't ever invest $1 into anything that you can't afford to lose. That is always the number one rule. You should never. And
it becomes a meme when I say it, but it is true, right? We're not financial advisors. Yeah. We're YouTubers. We are YouTubers,
and that's
right?
Why it's a mess, man. It's so hard to differentiate too, because I mean, there's absolutely, again, I love seeing Twitter lit up with people making moves in financial shit. I love getting responses from people who are like, yo, I bought a CryptoPunk, you put me on a CryptoPunks and flipped it and made some money and this and that. I love that shit. That shit, that makes me so happy. But like, there's just levels to it, man. Like the second somebody's involved in any sort of pump and dump bullshit, like that's where it starts to get like, you're a fucking scumbag, honestly. Like there's no other way around it. If you're gonna put your name on something or talk about something, promote something, and then turn around and fucking sell it, get a bunch of people to get in and believe in it and then sell it, you're a fucking scumbag. Period.
Yeah. Can we talk about the levels? Can I explain that real quick?
Sure.
We really we see basically 3 levels, right? For level 1, people get upset when you talk about any investment, which is insane. Like there's times where I was like, you know, I think Doge is going to go up to a cent, right? This is way before when Doge was like less than half a cent, right?
Yeah.
When I tweeted that out, you know, some people are like, oh, you're trying to pump it up and da da da. You shouldn't be talking about investments to your followers and da da. da. Even though I say like I'm not a financial advisor, I'm a YouTuber, da da da. Like people get mad about that. I would say that's level 1. But
and again,
at the end of the day,
our personal example, you call me on the phone like I think you were tweeting about XRP too, but you called me on the phone and you're like, yo, dude, like this and that, and it's like. That is what it is. Like we're discussing what we think about a market,
what our investments are. And the thing is, it's like on level 1, right? This is kid gloves level 1 stuff. People get mad about even like talking about your investments. But when I talk about my video game collection or you talk about Pokemon cards, they don't seem to get mad. It's the same thing. It's literally an investment.
It is the same thing.
So that's level 1. Level 2 is talking about your investments, right? Hoping that your followers like go ahead and, you know, see that and, you know, buy into it. And then the price goes up and you sell and you don't say anything, like you pump and dump, right? Level 3 is this save to kids
and hold on. Don't gloss over number 2. Number 2 is just wrong. That's flat out wrong. Like you shouldn't, like nobody should be doing that. People should be getting called out for that. I do agree. And I do agree with your stance and your take on number 1. I don't think there's anything wrong. I actually think it's incredibly healthy. I think that, like I said, I think that that's the reason why we've seen a massive increase in interest in the you know what I mean, the stock market and fucking crypto and just making moves financially. Like that is amazing to me. In 2021, people are actually starting to figure out that they have control over their means, and that it is possible to, from your laptop and with a little bit of work, effort, you can make something of yourself, and you can you know what I mean? You can get fucking rich. You can. Like, I mean, that's possible. People do it all the fucking time.
But you can also lose all your money.
You can.
That's what investment is. It's like basically gambling.
It's a risk.
But so can we talk about level 3? Because like,
and that's what I would say Save the Kids falls into this level 3 category.
It's so bad because not only is it a pump and dump, right? But there's this charity element of it, like trying to get people into the coin based on you're going to do some good for some fucking kids. Like, bro, this is so bad. Like it is, there's like levels to this shit, and this is the worst, the absolute fucking worst.
Yeah, it's and like I said earlier in the show, man, half of me is fucking pissed. Like this is a headache that none of us have enjoyed trying to fucking remedy. This is something that,
and then the other half, on a human level, these are your friends for fucking years.
And I do want to say this,
that if people
want to get mad at me for saying this, then fucking so be it. Suck my dick, honestly, because this has been like, it's been tough. This is speculation. This is something that I've come to the conclusion of on my own, and how I honestly genuinely feel, and I'll explain why. I don't believe for a fucking second that any of these guys built this or created this, or I mean, I for sure as fuck know they didn't code it. You know what I mean? None of these guys code shit. This whole crypto thing, that if any of them are actually interested in it, that's as of very recently. I mean, I lived with them for a year prior to this, 6 months ago, right? I lived with these guys, and I never heard them talk about any of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and again, 8.5 years, okay? Not one issue ever. And I know it sounds fucking crazy of me to say, but you said it earlier too, Keem, and anybody that knows him would agree. The greatest fucking kid ever. He's always there to help somebody. He's like the least, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to believe after 8.5 years, Frazier would wake up one day and decide, hey, fuck it, I'm gonna be a fucking piece of shit today. I just don't believe that that's how it went down. I don't believe it. I know for a fact, Jarvis, all that fucking kid cares about is getting up, making YouTube videos. And not to mention, the past fucking 4 months, he's been training vigorously for that fight. And you could just see.
And Jarvis was, you know, how does he get involved? He's obviously trusting K. That's his brother, right?
Tico.
How does 11
get involved? Years. And again, it sounds so redundant.
Can you tell the people about Tico? Because this kid gets kicked out of FaZe his entire life. And from what I've heard and from what you've heard, He
you know what? Fuck it. I'll just say it. He told me the first thing he talked to me about was, yeah, I mean, everybody was a part of this project. They asked me if I wanted to be a part of it. I was like, yeah, sure, fuck it. It sounds cool. He's getting pitched on this Save the Kids thing the same way everybody else is, right? And he's like, all right, cool. He got coins for it, for being a part of it, whatever. He didn't sell it. And again, there's no proof. We need to wait for the proof, but I trust Tico's words. He told me that he didn't sell a single dollar of that coin. He didn't sell one single dollar. So not only was he most likely not a part of the building and the construction of this whole thing, but he didn't even participate in the fucking the dump aspect of it. He didn't sell anything. And if that is true and that is the case, and you know, he should be able to get back in FaZe one day. I agree with that too. I definitely agree with that. But that's the problem. We need them to address it. We can't just fucking, you know what I mean? We need to take action on it and investigate it. We don't really even fucking know. I trust Tico because he's my fucking brother, and I've known him for so long. And when I'm on the phone with him and he's fucking crying and he's telling me, Ricky, like, I'm so glad I didn't sell this shit. And I'm Tico, we got to see it. We want to see it. We want to like explain it, show it, tell people what the fuck's going on. And again, they're all in this tight fucking position. I understand. Like, it's hard for me to fucking believe, bro. It's hard. And because I've spent a lot of time thinking about this and fucking and focused on this over the last week. Tico, I mean, the biggest piece to this that it just does not connect or add up to me. If there is one fucking human on this planet that Frazier cares about, one, it is fucking Jarvis, bro. He lives for that kid. He fucking lives and breathes.
Why would he put his brother in a situation like this?
Exactly my point. That's exactly my point. I just cannot wrap my head around the fact that Frazier would knowingly throw his brother into the fucking flames and drag him down and fucking put him in this position, knowing that this was all this big fucking thing. I mean, even just look at Frazier. CoffeeZilla brings up his wallet, and Frazier. This wasn't some. And again, speculation. This is
we gotta talk about what else Frazier did bad. It wasn't just Save the Kids. We have to talk about these other coins. And look, there might be an explanation for it. It's not going to be a good explanation for it.
I think it's ignorance and stupidity, because he didn't go and hide it, because you know what I mean. Like, you can make other fucking you can make other wallets. And there's definitely ways to fuck it. And I don't even feel comfortable talking about this because I don't want to encourage anybody to do it. But long story short, like, Frazier did absolutely. I'm just gonna say Frazier did absolutely nothing to hide any of this. By the way, so I just genuinely think FaZe K was tweeting out other coins, right? And he was selling them instantly. He was like, I really believe in this project long term and stuff. That's what his Twitter, right? And I'm going to give you an explanation after the fact, right? But for his defense, but he was tweeting out, I believe in this coin long term, but his wallet shows that he was selling them as soon as he got the coins. So, I mean, this is bad stuff. It's not even Save the Kids. Like, there's a history of pump and dumps over and over again. Now, let me give him a little bit of a defense. All right. First of all, let's start off base zero. Okay. Frazier's not a super genius kid, right? When it comes to YouTube, when it comes to making videos, FaZe K is a genius, right? When it comes to outside of that, like real world stuff, he's not a genius. He's not a genius businessman. Listen. He's not. Keem's not lying, bro. Like, this motherfucker joined FaZe when he was in high school. When he was 16 years old. And this is not an extremely intelligent person. YouTube and stuff, that's all he knows. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't want to make too many excuses for anybody. And again,
I got a theory though. I think that he was treating because these coins, what people need to understand, me and Banks, right, have experienced this firsthand. People make a shit coin and then they hit up our managers and they say, we will give you X amount of dollars. You promote the coin.
I've been approached about so many times deals like this 100 different times. Yo, let us give you this much of our coin, this and that. And it's just, Zero interest in it.
I'm assuming FaZe K was treating this stuff like a brand deal. Like he thinks it's a brand deal. Oh, I promote this thing and I get X amount of coins and then I quick sell that into USD and I'm doing a brand deal for the company. Like he's not thinking like, you're scamming your fans, you're dumping on your fans. He's literally not putting 1 and 2 together. Like I'm telling you.
And again, even if it is a possibility that Frazier did wake up one day and say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna be a scumbag today. That part about Jarvis, bro, it's really, really hard for me to believe. And maybe it's my biases talking, I don't know. We haven't really got that deep. Obviously the line of I didn't just throw these guys off a fucking bridge, right? They're my fucking friends and they have been.
They're your family. They're your actual family
for a very long time. And yeah, you're right. And the conversations have gone very much like this. Like, if there's anything that we can do, like in this time, I don't want to see these guys fail in life, bro. I would love to see them explain this and get through this. Like that's, you know what I mean? So that's the position that I'm in. I wish, bro, I fucking wish for all the people out there who are trying to make that connection and want to believe that there's some sort of involvement. I fucking wish that these guys came to me about this. I wish I was pitched on this. I fucking wish I was, because I would have shut this shit down so fucking fast, bro. I would never have let these guys do this. I would have fought tooth and fucking nail to prevent these guys from doing this before it was too late. And now it's too late. I wish they came to me about it, bro. I wish.
My point, if I had to guess, my point is that there has to be someone incredibly smart in crypto, like convincing these guys to do this stuff, and who is behind the scenes making a ton of money. And the reason why I suspect, right, and again, I have no evidence, no proof to back this up, Sam Pepper, is because Sam Pepper, before any of this happened, was involved in his own pump and dump scandal, like allegedly. I don't know if he did it. I didn't see the proof in that, but there was a time, like a month before this, maybe, I don't know the exact time frame, where people were calling Sam Pepper Scam Pepper and accusing him of doing a pump and dump on his own coin.
I've seen his name, and when I spoke to Coffee, he was asking me questions about that too, and he mentioned it in his video. And the reason
why we say Sam Pepper, because not everyone knows this, is Sam Pepper is the camera guy for
not even just the camera. Listen. Again, what Keem's talking about is pure speculation, and we really need to see how this fucking all unravels and unfolds. And
I could be totally wrong. This is like literally a theory.
Let me make this clear too. We are more eager to see how this unravels and for all the chips to be on the table more than anybody. And I'm speaking about me and FaZe Clan. Like there's nobody more upset and fucking angry about this than we are, and want answers more than we do. That being said, Sam is really fucking good at the YouTube game, right? Him and Frazier hooked up, and he's been basically creatively directing Frazier's YouTube channel for, the past year, and they've seen a ton of success with that. So, and he did move out to Vegas with them and lived. I don't know what the fucking situation looks like over there right now, but as far as I'm concerned, lives with them in Vegas. So I understand where you're coming from with that. And yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, dude.
There's even more to this. Okay. So I suspect right away Sam Pepper's involved, right? And I say, somebody investigate Sam Pepper on last week's Mom's Basement. You know what that kid did, Sam Pepper?
What?
He fucking privated his Twitter, so you can't see any of his tweets. And I know for a fact, because I talked to CoffeeZilla and we were talking about, the possibility of Sam Pepper being involved. Sam Pepper actively has been deleting tweets. Okay. Some of these tweets just were there and don't exist anymore. Thank God a lot of them got archived, but I'm just saying, like, dude, please, if I can convince the audience of anything, like, that I know to be true in my fucking heart, is that FaZe K is not a mastermind, but right now it looks like he is the mastermind, right, to the public. And I get it, again, right, based on the evidence that's there. But he's not. This is my friend. There's no way.
This is my friend and my longtime just homie and fucking teammate, it doesn't excuse a lot of what he's done either, as far as I'm concerned.
What he did is horrible. He's guilty, without a shadow of a doubt. He's guilty, but there's no way he's the mastermind, Banks. Come on.
No, I don't believe it either. I really don't. And this is gonna be the fucking like fourth time I'm saying it. For any other reason, Jarvis is the biggest piece of evidence in that, for me at least, because I know them, bro. I know them on a personal level. I know them. Like,
did you talk to Nikon? Did he sell that, you know? Like,
I did talk to Nikon. He's like, bro, this is fucked. Like, I honestly, like, I just kind of like, I don't know. Like, I don't even really want to speak about what these guys said, because that's for them to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, it's an awkward. I just want to talk, right? Too. I just want to fucking speak, and it's like I don't want to put anybody in some weird position. Nikon's fucking heartbroken over all this shit too, bro, and it's just,
you know what? I asked CoffeeZilla how much money was lost. Like, how much did the fans lose? Like, just normal investors that believed in this project got in and the thing crashed. And he gave me a roundabout figure, but this is no way a hard number. This is just like his guess, right? He said something to me around like 400K. And what's so frustrating about this, that if Jarvis and Kay wanted to, they could easily just pay back like every single person that lost money. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I'm sure that they're trying to figure out how to fucking fix this in any way.
To put this in perspective for our viewers, right? When you see like crypto scams like this going on, people walk away with millions and millions when they're doing this shady shit, right?
That's why it's so fucking crazy to me, bro.
Stupid.
Like,
it doesn't make sense.
You couldn't pay me any amount of money in the world to risk my fucking freedom and to risk what we've built or what I've built. Like, this is my life at this point. I'm almost fucking 30 years old. You couldn't put a single dollar number, $100 million, I would gladly pass. So for people to get involved for thousands of dollars, like, it just, I don't know.
It doesn't make sense.
It makes zero fucking.
Let me put it in perspective.
Dude, even the fucking commercial that they like recorded for this, the first time I ever saw that was in Coffee's fucking video. I'm watching this like, bro, this shit looks like a fucking SNL skit. It looks fake. It looks like a fucking. It looks like they're fucking trolling. Like, it's. Bro,
save the kids, guys. We're gonna save the kids. Like, it's like, dude, when you think about it, like, how many times have me and you been so serious about this, and then we get to the whole element of save the kids, and we just start laughing because it's so ridiculous.
It's like hard to believe. It's fucking like.
It doesn't seem fucking. It's literally called Save the Kids. Like, how? Like, it's so bad. Yeah. I mean,
I'll leave everybody with this, and we can move on from the subject, because again, there really isn't a ton that we can talk about, and we're learning about this with everybody else. We're trying to piece this together with everybody else. I really do, on a human level, wish the best for these guys, and I hope that they can figure this out, and I hope that they can rectify and find a way to solve this problem. But man,
there's no way. There's no way.
It's like,
there's no way Kay is the mastermind. There's no way Kay is the mastermind. There's no way he's like thinking, oh, let me hustle for like 20 grand, 50 grand or whatever. Like, there's no fucking way. When the kid is making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month on YouTube, there's no fucking way. There's no way.
And this whole thing is 1,000% going to cost them way more money than anything that they've made in the crypto space, period. Like, there's no way it doesn't.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, man. It's fucking, it's just.
Anyhow, I think we should end with this. All right.
Well, how long have we been recording? Is that all we're good? Talk about?
We might as well. There's nothing else we could talk about. This is a very negative show. Next week we'll have a positive show.
Guys, I'm sorry for the fucking tone. Obviously, like, I don't know. We try to keep it fun over here and fucking bounce around from topic to topic, but this is.
But it's important. Like, people want to hear what you got to say about it, Banks.
Yeah, no, of course. of course.
Look, we want you guys to tweet us with your thoughts or whatever. And let's use the puking emoji, right? Like you're so fucking sick, because this is sickening,
that.
right?
I like that. Yeah,
let's use the sick emoji.
There's no way for us to get your guys' feedback. Obviously, this is a Spotify original. This podcast only exists exclusively on Spotify. It's free too. It's free. I don't know how you'd be listening to me right now if you weren't on Spotify already, but it's free. Tell your friends it's free. There's no way for us to see comments or feedback on the show. So we ask you guys to tweet us, tweet me and Keemstar with your feedback. Obviously, we get tweeted about a million different fucking things. So to differentiate between the Spotify comments and just our regular tweets that we get, we ask you guys to use an emoji. So Keem picked the puke emoji this week. Spam the puke emoji and give us your feedback and your comments on the show. Yeah, let's bring a guest on and switch gears next week. This has been a fucking nightmare.
I think I want to end with this, right, as we close out. Remember, right, when, you know, some influencer is on there talking about their investments and like what they're into and whatnot, you got to remember that person is not a financial advisor.
It's so cringe to even.
It's just.
To even hear that.
Just is like that. It's a fact. Like, these people didn't go to school for finances, right? They're excited about an investment. They're talking about an investment. Like, you really have to do your due diligence.
100%. 100%. And when you're looking at tweets too, like you should never fucking make any financial decision based off of a single tweet either. Like, there's 140 characters, whatever it is. Like, you, like I said, people want that fucking. People are all, because everyone's hearing about people making so much money in crypto, and everybody wants that fast, quick cash. And it's like, you got to do your fucking research. Put the fucking time in. You know what I mean? It's work, just like anything else. There's no such thing as a fucking free lunch, period. There are people who get lucky in life, but far more people don't than do. You know what I'm saying? And way more people are making money who actually spend the time and effort and learn. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks.
Yeah. See ya.
All I know is